Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC and another edition of TNFNU Thoughts and Feelings and Updates. So, what I want to talk to you guys about this week is a character flaw that I already know that I have. And it has not created some problems, but I just feel really bad about what I'm going to talk to you about. So my character flaw that I already know that I have, and it's a huge issue for me, is I am a people pleaser. I like to make people happy. I like to give them what they want. And I do that to a fault of my own, where if I'm not able to do that, I feel bad about it, even though I shouldn't. There are decisions that I make that are based off of certain things, and sometimes I'm not going to be able to give everybody what they want. And at the end of the day, it makes me feel really bad that I have upset somebody with some of these decisions, but it's my decision. And when it comes to the knife making and the channel and what I'm doing with those types of things, I think I'm very fair, and I really go out of my way to try to make everybody happy, which is absolutely, as you guys probably understand, pretty impossible to do. But I do my best to make everybody happy. The reason I bring that up is because recently I've been getting a lot of people reaching out individually through different means on how to get a knife. They're going to the Etsy store. People are telling them to go to the Etsy store, and there's nothing on the Etsy store. So they're reaching out, and how do I get one of your knives? How do I get one of your knives? And it's just very frustrating for people because there's nothing available, and I am having a really hard time to keeping up with the demand, which is a really good problem to have. But I'm only one person making knives part-time. And in a minute, I want to kind of run through with you guys what a normal day kind of looks like for me. But with that being said, with the January builds, that was like a misnomer. Those were all kind of meant to be put into a pass around, but I started thinking, I already am not really having any issues selling knives. They go pretty fast. The package hatches sold in like 3 minutes, which is ridiculous. But the reason for the pass around is to get exposure. And maybe I didn't think that through, because I really need to ask myself, do I need more exposure? I mean, anybody can say you could always use more exposure, but I'm having a hard time keeping up with the demand as it is. Do I really need to get more exposure? Because I would love to be able to do this full time and just do the knives, but that is so far out there, and it's so hard for me to pull the trigger on making that decision that it makes it very difficult. Now, more exposure, maybe I could do it more. But to be able to say, yeah, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger on that and I'm going to start doing this full time is pretty ridiculous and quite unnerving for me at this point. But with the January builds, I made some decisions, and some of those knives are going to people that I think are deserving, or they never had one of my knives before or experienced one of my knives before. So I'm trying to spread it to people that may not have ever experienced one of my knives. And I think I go out of my way to try to add extra builds to make people happy. I've done months where I've done 6 or 7 builds just because I wanted to make those people happy and give them what they want. And so, but there's still a lot of people who don't even have an AriesEDC knife that still reach out and want to get one. And there's been a lot of talk about an artist and a master and all of this ridiculous talk about my work. Do I think it's an art? Yeah, I can agree it's an art, but I don't know. I don't think I really struggle with looking at my knives, and I like what I put out, but to see them as art. Now, it's the eye of the beholder, right? It's my work. So of course I'm going to be very overcritical of my work. But it's just been kind of a whirlwind the last couple days, especially since the Rockhopper XL. I mean, Casey did only a couple things on the Rockhopper XL, and I've already had a number of people reach out. Hey, how do I get one of your knives? I want one of those. I need to get one of those. And it's been amazing. And the Cardinal XL is now on their second person in the Bloomcliff. So, and that's going to be a long ride before that one gets done. So there's going to be a lot of exposure, and I'm hoping I didn't shoot myself in the foot in creating a bigger problem for myself with too much exposure. I created this channel just to be able to sell knives, and I've achieved that. I've gotten the word out. You know, people know somewhat who AriesEDC kind of is now, and that's pretty stinking cool. And it's something I really pinch myself on a daily basis, that I'm communicating with a lot of people within the content creators and the making industry to do that. And even this week, people are sharing designs with me, and as much as I would love to be able to bring some of their designs to life, because that's very rewarding for that person to have one of their designs being brought to life, I have to say no, because I have so many things going on and so many new things that I want to do, that taking on another project is just too much. And to be honest, some of the designs that I get sent are kind of beyond what I do. My knives are all very simple. They're very, very simple. I don't do swedges, and I don't do a lot of bells and whistles and removable handles and all these other things. I'm not that great. That's why. I'm not really good enough to do those things. So I try to keep it simple, because I like simple, and it's what I can do. So my designs stay simple, and will probably always stay fairly simple. But so let's run through a day, just so you guys get an understanding of how much time I really get to devote to the knives, and then this channel as well. So Monday through Thursday, which is a typical day for me, I am up. I wake up usually between 4 and 4:30 in the morning. I'll come out here. I'll either film some content, or I'll work on some knives, or I will just kind of organize things of what's going to be happening for the week, or content-wise. I also will go into YouTube and answer any comments. I'll hit my Instagram and try to take some pictures and post in there. If I'm doing something that can be done within this room, like maybe pressing a sheath, or sharpening, or doing something like that, little polishing on the blade, maybe even gluing up some handles, putting the maker's mark on it, I have to go out there as well. So I'm like in here, and then I got to go out there. But that's kind of what I'm doing from about 4 to 4:30 in the morning till about 5:30. And 5:30, I go back inside and I get my day ready. So I'm prepping for work, having breakfast with my wife, doing all of that. By 6:30, I'm out the door. I'm out the door heading to work. I get to work about 7, and I work until my hope is I get out of work about 3 to 3:30. So somewhere between 3 and 3:30, I get out of work. And I work outside here in Florida all day, in and out of a truck. And usually I'm home by 3:30. So I've done that. I get home 3:30. I come in, I go inside, get cleaned up. I have dinner with my wife. We eat, we chat about our day, we get some things done, we clean up, and usually about 4:15, 4:30, I can come out into the shop and start working on knives. And I work out in the shop till roughly about 5:30. So that's about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half if I get done really early. So I get about an hour and a half done in the shop, and that's jumping on the grinder, that's getting dirty, that's doing all the things. Maybe I'll do a live stream, and then 5:30 I come in, take a shower, and me and my wife sit for a little while till about 7. You guys are gonna laugh, but between 7 and 7:30, my wife usually goes to bed about 7:30, and then at that time I will come back out in here and film something like this, or I'll do some more content with the knife reviews. I'll jump into some live streams and hang out with you guys. At that time, I try to sit in this room, or I'll sit in this room and get some knife stuff done. I'll sharpen, or if there's some knife work to be done that's not loud and don't have to get really dirty to do it, then I will do it. I'll sit in this room and I'll try to get that content done, taking pictures, doing that kind of thing within this room. And usually I'll do that till about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. And then I got to go to bed, because then the next day I'm doing it all over again. Then on Fridays, I'm in the shop and I try to get as much done as I possibly can till about 2:30. And then at 2:30, I'm going to go clean up, get dinner going, because it's my job to cook dinner on Fridays. So I'll get dinner prepped, and then maybe I'll come back out and work in the shop. But normally I'm pretty much done for the day after that. On the weekends, I can get out in the shop as much as I possibly can. Usually on Sundays, I get a good 2 hours, 2.5 hours in the shop. And then I do some grocery shopping, and then I get to relax with my wife for the rest of the day. It's a jungle, and it's a balance. I'm balancing life, I'm balancing the knives, I'm balancing the content, I'm balancing the channel, I'm balancing my job, I'm balancing all of these things. I wish that every day I could go out the shop and just crank out knives all day long. I wish I could do that, because then I might be able to keep up with demand, open the books up, and do a lot more. But I'm not ready to do that yet. I can't pull the trigger on that. Financially, we can't afford for me to take that gamble until we're ready. And I'm already talking about possibly going down to 3 days at work instead of 4, and then having an extra knife day, which would be really amazing. And I think I'm going to tiptoe into doing that. That would make more knives. That would create more opportunities for people to get a knife for me. Maybe have more on the Etsy store, or open up more book spots in a month to be able to help out with that too. So, I try to make everybody happy with coming up with new designs and, looking at new designs. There's a couple new designs that I want to introduce this year already. There's 2 that I'm working on right now that I want to start getting into, make prototyping and figuring that out. But it's like, when am I going to have time to do that? Because already I'm getting the blooms getting done, and then I got to do some more package hatchets probably if I get the blooms done early. And then March is you guys. I get to see what you guys come up with for books, and then I'm going to focus on doing the books. And then April, I really want to do some really cool custom stuff. This bar of Damascus has been sitting here just waiting for me to do something, and I want to do at least a crow and an obsession in Damascus. And that leaves just some more Damascus left. So I don't know. I hope some of this makes sense and everybody understands that I'm doing the best that I can to try to make everybody happy and provide everybody with the knives that you can. All I ask is just be patient. You will get one. I want you to have your spike. I want you to have your thorn. I want you to have your bloom. I want you to have your cardinal XL, your rock hopper XL, all of these things. I want you to have that. Your hawk, where I'm about to show you that. I want you to have all those things, but I just ask that everybody be patient, work with me, because I'm working as fast as I can, but I don't want to get burnt out with this. Remember, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. And if I get burnt out on this, then I'm not going to enjoy it anymore. And I'm just not going to want to do it. And I don't want to get there. I really don't, because I really enjoy being able to do this. I really, really do. So that's my 2 cents. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't bore you with a day in the life, but there's a lot more involved than you guys really know. So, all right, updates. So, blooms. So the February blooms are all in a really good spot. I have heat treated and tempered the 3 ADC RV2 blooms, and they're all still out there waiting to be worked on. The 3 AEB-L blooms, Peters has them, and they, as of today, were in hardening. So maybe tomorrow they get tempered, and then maybe possibly next week they'll get sent back to me, which would be really cool, because I also have been working on the spike with the black burlap micarta. I got them all glued up and we're ready to start shaping the handles on the spike and the hawk. The hawk is going to have the natural burlap with the brass pins, so that's going to look really, really nice as well. And I'm really liking the hawk. Really, really liking the hawk. And I might just keep it here for a little while just so I can get used to it. Because I'm still kind of figuring out where I'm going to put the handles and how I'm going to shape this handle up for this model, because that is a prototype that I'm doing. So I really haven't figured out everything I'm doing with that one yet. But the hawk and the spike are now priority and will be getting done probably the way that I've been working lately. By early next week, possibly this weekend, I should be able to get these in a really good shape, because the handles won't take long. And then I got to do sheath and sharpen, because I'm not going to have to do a lanyard or anything like that with them. So they're going to get pretty quick. And then the spike I'm going to be sending out to a channel to check out. EDC with DBD really wants to check out a spike. And so I'm going to send it over to DBD for him to check out, and we'll see. He has made it very clear that the spike is a grail knife for him, which is kind of funny for me to even think that one of my knives is somebody that's grail, but he says it's his grail, so I'm going to give him an opportunity to get a grail. I mean, again, I'm a people pleaser. What can I say? I don't know. And he's never been able to experience one of my knives, although as I'm talking to you, he does have the Cardinal XL and the Bloom Cliff, so he's getting a chance to check those out. So DBD, I hope you're enjoying those. Anyway, shout out to DBD. Also, updates. I have been getting a lot of knives in for reviews, and I hope you guys are enjoying the reviews. I've been enjoying experiencing knives that I never possibly would, kind of like this one, the TRM Bulldog. I definitely will not really on a regular day basis be able to experience the Bulldog, even though I found out they're my family. They're Halperns. Who knew? No, they're not family, but they do share the last name. But they need to hook me up. I need to get the family discount. Maybe I could get one of these. But TRM Bulldog, I'm going to be doing the review on this one here very soon. I also have the Carbon Knives Smoke Show in here, and yeah, it's got a lot of things going on for it, that's for sure. Ken Onion design by Carbon Knives. So we got the smoke show and the buckhorn. The carbon buckhorn is here too, and this thing is just really killer. They did really good stuff with that. So I have reviews coming out. I hope you guys are enjoying the reviews. They have been fun, and I've been learning a lot. I try to keep them short and to the point. There's so many guys out there doing the reviews that I'm even taking it a step further with a really fast review. Trying not to keep it too much, but I'm trying to hit the points that I like, and that's not very many. So I'm trying to hit all those points, and I hope you guys have been enjoying that. This weekend is the knife show. Yay! I got it right this time. God, I'm such an idiot. So Saturday, February 1st, I'll be going to the knife show. I really will be going to the knife show. Unfortunately, Bryn can't come with me, so that's kind of a bummer, but that's on me. I'm the one who made the mistake. I'm the one who got all excited about this show, and now it's not happening. So, it didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen, but now it's going to happen. So me, War Room EDC, shout out to you. We're going to hang out, and we're going to have a good day together, and I am looking forward to the show. I've already been in contact with a couple of people. They're going to be there, so I'm going to be looking for them. And hopefully I have a really great day, because I'm really bummed that I'm an idiot and I got the wrong date. But what are you going to do? I don't know. Again, I'm not perfect. And this week I have definitely felt like I am not perfect, because it seems like everywhere I turn, I'm making people upset with me in some way, shape, or form. For some reason, I don't know what it is. But it's been one of those weeks, and I'm glad for it to be over. So I hope you appreciate this one, guys. Thank you so much. But please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.